What's going on, guys? Welcome back to RideRazor. My name's Austin. In today's video, we're going to be teaching you guys how to do a 270 SmithStall. Alrighty, so let's go over a couple things that you guys need to know ahead of time before learning a 270 SmithStall. Number one, you guys need to know how to do a 270 spin. What's a 270 spin, you may ask? Well, it's slightly under a 360. So instead of spinning a full 360 degrees, you're going to be under spinning, which would leave you at 270 degrees. The only time you're ever really going to be doing 270 spins is when you're either landing on top of coping on a quarter pipe or you're attempting to 360 a hip, because you're pretty much going to have to underspin to land in the bank correctly. Number two is you need to know how to do a SmithStall. SmithStall is a very, very beginner level stall where you pretty much get on top of the ledge or quarter that you're stalling on, and you put the coping in between your front wheel and your deck. It's very simple. Your back wheel lands on top just like a disaster, but you're more leaned up against your back wheel. Super simple, super easy, a lot of fun, but you do need to know how to do it ahead of time. So moving forward on how to actually do a 270 SmithStall, what you're going to want to do is find yourself an obstacle that you feel comfortable on. We'll talk a little bit more about that in detail in a sec. So you're going to want to approach that quarter pipe or bank that you feel comfortable doing it on, do your 270 degree spin, land in an actual Smith. So you're going to want to spin and land on top of the coping. But instead of just landing on the top of the coping with your deck straight, you're going to want to slam your front wheel up against the coping, essentially putting you in the SmithStall. It's actually a lot easier than it sounds. The momentum of your spin will pretty much put you in the Smith position, but your back wheel is going to be sitting on top of the ramp and your front wheel is actually going to be sitting inside of the ramp. So once again, approach the ramp that you feel comfortable doing it on. You're going to do your backside 270 degree spin, and instead of just landing on the top of the coping with your back facing backwards and your front facing inside the ramp, you're going to land a little bit more sideways, put yourself in that SmithStall, and then go right back in the ramp. Explaining it is a little bit harder than actually doing it. I'm sure once you guys see me do it, it'll make a lot more sense. But let me tell you, this trick is a lot of fun. So that's how to do the trick. Let's talk about where to do the trick. Personally, when I learned 270 SmithStalls, I just learned them on a small quarter pipe that I felt comfortable not only spinning on, but also stalling on. The trick isn't really dangerous. It's not a high risk trick. It's just going to take a little bit of practice to dial in. So there's no need to take it to a giant quarter pipe that you don't feel comfortable on. Just head to a skate park that you guys feel comfortable on, find yourself a small quarter pipe, and just practice doing 270 spins on top of it. Slowly work on getting your SmithStall in. You'll be good to go. So we're going to be using this ledge as the example ramp for how to do a 270 SmithStall. So essentially what you guys are going to be doing, in this case I'm goofy, so that means that my right foot is going to be forward. So I would be approaching this ramp, my body facing this way, but I would be approaching it. I would do a 270 degree spin. So essentially this is my starting point. I would start spinning, and this right here is where I'd be stopping at a 270 degree spin. Because if I kept spinning, I'd be right back where I started, which is a 360. So you under rotate at 270 degrees, and that puts you at a 270 degree spin. So you approach the quarter pipe as if this was a quarter pipe. You do a 270 degree spin, and you land right on top of the coping. So once you land on top of the coping like this, the objective is to push the coping right here in between your blunt plate and your front wheel. This is the area that you want to have the coping sit for a SmithStall. So you do that spin, and then you lock the coping right in between that spot on your deck and up against your wheel, because that's how you do a SmithStall. It's very simple. You just approach the ramp, do a 270 degree spin, lock into a Smith, and then hop back in the ramp. Good to go. Alrighty, so that's how to do a 270 SmithStall and where to do a 270 SmithStall. I think it's time we just go do a few.